Hey, listen to Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 330. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan, and we're going to burn you to the ground. Now, hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. We are back. What is going down?
Whole ton is going down. We got a bunch of stories to tell, some people to thank, a double recording to do. Tomorrow we're going to address some of the hotness that's happening in Magic the Gathering in general, and give it the CCO swirly, as I like to call it. Before we get to any of that, though, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com. They are your source for all your gaming needs.
Very much so. All of your Dominaria United needs. We're doing a Dom U commandy today.
We are.
Give them a read. We're going to start off right with the magic stuff so people on YouTube can't get mad at us.
I wasn't prepared for this. Okay, Vohar, Vodalian Desecrator.
Oh, there's a mouthful,
That's a hell of a name. Is a Phyrexian Merfolk Wizard for blue and black. He's a 1/2 with tap. Draw a card, discard a card. If you discarded an instant or sorcery this way, each opponent loses a life, you gain a life. And 2, sack him. You may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard this turn, and if it was cast, you exile it, and you may activate that only as a sorcery.
That's like giving something flashback for 2 extra.
Yeah.
But you can only kind of do it one time.
And we're going to just get this out of the way right away. Yes, if you can make infinite mana, yes, you can draw and play your whole deck.
If it's in your graveyard.
Yeah. Well,
yes.
It'll all be in your graveyard because you're going to draw it and put it in there.
Oh, yeah, tappy, untappy.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you got a Lightning Greaves or some way of giving it, it's just, yeah. But so let's just get that out of the way. Yes, it can happen. No, we're not doing that today.
No. We're doing something way cooler. It
Yes.
has the word burn in its title.
Yes. And if you looked very carefully at the picture of the commander that was on YouTube, which you would have seen if you're watching on YouTube, which is very important because Joe works really hard to make us look good, so you should be watching.
And subscribe and clicking that subscribe button, that little thing that says sub right down in the corner. You can click that, and it's free and easy, and doing so helps the show. It's a great way to support.
Also, currently, I guess, had I said this last week, it might have had more impact, but had you have done that over the last couple of weeks, you could have been entered to win a Commander Collection Black.
Yes, we're giving that away on tomorrow's show. Yes, for sure. You would have been entered if you had subscribed. Not a reason to not subscribe now because we're going to have more giveaways. And what's really cool is business daddies over at FusionGamingOnline.com help us out with some of those giveaways. If you want to help them out, you shop there. Use CCO Spring promo code at checkout. Doing so supports Fusion, gets you a discount or store credit if you use CCO Perks promo code, and it helps the show out by letting Fusion know that their partnership with your boys is a good one.
And the best part of that whole thing, you can get 5% off the shit you're going to buy anyway.
You're going to buy it.
You're already buying it. You're like thinking, man, I'm going to buy all that.
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
Yep.
Pay less.
Pay less money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're buying Warhammer 40K stuff,
Oh,
it ends up being a lot of extra.
Save a lot of extra money.
Save a lot of extra money. Spend a lot of less money.
Yeah.
We got there.
We are wow, MtG Finance right here, hey?
Yeah.
Us guys.
Yeah, and you know what's cool is if you wanted to buy this whole deck, you probably could because there's lots of stuff that you would use not in just this deck.
Cost you less than a single 40K Commander deck.
Yes, and this deck, it's got some true pieces of crap in it, and
Yes.
and I can't wait because it's actually a Dimir burn deck.
Yeah. Something I really liked about this as I was going through it yesterday and this morning, really good art on here too.
Yeah?
There's some like just arcing accidentally really cool pictures involved in this deck, which I really appreciate.
You know what I like, and this is a reason to watch on YouTube because Joe has all the cards up on screen. We're playing some cards, and I've got even more suggestions in the show notes of cards that you don't normally see, right? Like, let's say we played Lightning Greaves. Everybody has an idea in their mind's eye what that card looks like, what it feels like, what it smells like, what it tastes like.
Yep.
Everybody knows Lightning Greaves.
Yeah, I've experienced it with all 6 senses.
Yes. Some people might even know what it feels like in their butt.
Sure.
If not Lightning Greaves, name maybe your soul ring is actually like
Yeah, probably a soul ring.
butt ring, whatever.
Yeah.
we've got some stuff in here that I've never seen before and had to read. Like there's commons from OG Ravnica. And like, what? So if you're into any of that, it's Dimir burn. We're going to burn people out by demiring them at I guess at the same time.
Yes.
So before that though, some podcasting business.
Okay.
We mentioned the business daddies. Go there. If you're looking to shop for cards, you buy cards from them. You use the promo codes. All the promo codes are in the show notes wherever you find the show. We've got a booster pack game winner.
From last week.
Yep. From the pre-show. You can watch the pre-show every Monday. Sending stuff back was the topic.
Yeah.
And everybody said, yeah, if you're paying a premium, send it back because you're not going to pay more for the wrong thing.
Yeah. The impetus was premium tequila. They bring you crappy tequila. Do you send it back? And I said yes.
Yes.
And everybody agreed with me. That's cool.
And so did Sven Vandelau.
That's awesome.
Sven Vandelau. Yeah, that sounds like
is
it.
awesome.
You can't even make that up. Sven Vandelau. Yeah, if that's
you can make that. You just sneeze into a tape recorder and then listen back
in slow motion, but then you have to like crank up the like what pitch it's at so it doesn't sound like Sven Vandelau.
Sven Vandelau.
If that's you, commandercookout@gmail.com. You let us know that it's you on our system or else you'll fuck it up for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know your address. And then if you want a booster pack of Magic cards that...
From the stinky onion bag.
Yes. A CCO sticker pack or
They're
a CCO
really cool.
token pack, the ever most popular prize.
You can deface your environment or you can deface your token box.
Yes.
I guess you could deface the token box with stickers too if you wanted to.
Lots of people do.
But you're smart picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah, for sure. Ways to support the show. If you don't win the booster pack game,
Which you will if you play.
yeah, you will win if you play. Of course you will. If you want to support the show, cco.com/store.
Yeah.
Well, commandercookout.com/store. If you want some of those stickers for, what's the wildest thing you think a CCO sticker is stuck on globally?
Oh, the top of the toilet paper dispenser in the bathroom. I virtually guarantee you there's one there
Yes.
on somewhere. And I don't know how I can guarantee that with 100% surety, but I can.
Yep. Maybe the top of a urinal at a convention center that CCO nationalites have been to.
Possibly.
Yeah,
possibly.
that would be a good one.
Maybe over that screen that they make you watch all the commercials at when you're peeing.
Yes,
Stick
that
a
would be a good
sticker on
place.
there.
Yes,
That'd be a great place.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
them.
And every time like a Ryan and Brando skeleton sticker is over top somebody's face, you like have to take a drink. Oh, but you're in the bathroom.
You're
though.
already in the
You
bathroom.
don't want to take a drink out of nothing in the bathroom. You just
no.
like shoot it into your own mouth. Oh, come on. Why did I say that?
I don't know why you said that. That's very strange.
Anyways, patreon.com/CCO Podcast. Another great way to support, and we've got some new patrons.
Cool.
Speaking of peeing into your own mouth.
Yeah. Speaking of pissing where you drink or shitting where you eat. Patrons,
yes. Welcome to the nation. Welcome to the Discord for some of them. Welcome back for some of them. We'll talk about that in a minute. First new patron, pseudo-celebrity, Michael Cash. This is Johnny Cash's maybe brother.
Michael Cash?
Michael Cash. Michael has no cash. Michael has too much cash. He went to patreon.com/CCO Podcast and gave some of it away.
I kind of want to just go Michael Ass, but I can't do that.
Michael Ass? I think, why can't we do that?
We can. Michael Ass.
Welcome.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome. Don't put any soul rings in there.
I mean, unless there's no kink shaming.
Yeah, whatever. Maybe you do. Maybe your soul ring has a jewel on one end so you can still see it.
You get it out, really. That's what.
It's a handle.
That's what those are there for, so you don't lose it in your
Well,
butt.
I thought it was for decoration.
like a Lego man or something, dude. Like you don't want to just like go in there.
Lego mans have jewels on their feet so they don't go in there?
No, they don't have jewels on your feet, and they do go in there. That's why you watch those emergency room shows where it's like, yeah, I got my Godzilla Lego man stuck up my ass, and then somebody goes, well, why did you put it in there? No kink shaming in the nation.
CCO Nation
Right?
Unite. Sir, this isn't a Magic the Gathering podcast. It's a hospital.
Yeah, but I will listen when I get home. I might even watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
CCO Podcast watching on YouTube, FDA approved
Yes.
by real doctors.
Yes, we'll send you a CCO sticker so when you put the soul ring up your butt and you got to go to the doctor, you can give a CCO sticker to the doctor.
Yeah.
Yes, and then he can put it on some medical equipment.
Ooh.
That is the most exotic thing that a CCO sticker is on. Something like a surgical saw or something, like a drill, and somebody's like getting gassed out and they're like, Is that a CCO sticker? Oh no! And you wake up. You wake up. You got no legs.
Or your arms are where your legs should be, and your legs are just gone.
You get plastic surgery to look like Brando. get long hair plugs. They take all your skin off so you could look like our skeleton sticker.
That'd be cool, man. I would actually appreciate if somebody got themselves surgically altered to look like me. First, I'd be kind of weirded out.
Yes.
Then I'd be flattered.
Yeah, that'd be weird. New patron. We got another one.
Okay.
Tino Gonzalez. This is our second Gonzalez.
Really?
Yes. This is Tino. We should call him Tuno.
Did it make a Speedy Gonzalez joke yet?
Can we? We could.
Speedy Gonzalez, little known fact, one of my favorite cartoon characters growing up.
Oh yeah.
He was like a little mouse. He was really cute, and he had like his little sombrero on, and he'd like run around and stuff.
Yes.
He was like the one mouse I didn't mind seeing beat up the cat all the time, because I always felt bad for the cat in the cartoons.
Oh yeah.
Because the cat always loses.
Well, what do we call Tino Gonzalez? Do we call him
Speedo Gonzalez?
Speedo, yes. Has a tiny Speedo Gonzalez.
Speedo Gonzalez, yes.
Yes. Just junk is just packed in there. It's like falling out the sides. Like under boob on a really small bikini, but with junk in a Speedo.
That's right. Don't Google that.
Speedo Gonzalez. Welcome.
Welcome aboard.
And finally, we have a returner.
Ooh.
With a new last name. And she says, be gentle.
What?
Yes. Amy Carrar. She got a new name.
What? Amy Motzeberger was one of our
We can't call her that anymore, though. Because she got a new name.
Can we just add it? Can we call her A. Amy Carrar?
A. Amy? A. Amy? Or should we do a dirty one? I think she used to work at like an adult video
100%
store.
she did. She told me all about it when her and A. Ron took me out for a burger and arcade time.
Do you think that there's any CCO stickers stuck to adult toys?
Guaranteed there are.
Do you think Amy has one? Adult store Amy?
Yeah.
CCO stickers just over the nipples. And then you could still post pictures like on
Instagram?
What is it?
That would make them a pasty.
A pasty.
Yeah.
We should make those.
We already do.
Can we call her Pasty Amy?
Sure can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can call her whatever we want. It's our show.
How can we combine Pasty and Amy?
Pay me.
Pay me.
Nah, that doesn't sound very good. I like Pasty Amy.
Pasty Amy.
Because, like, is it because she works in an adult store? Is it because she wears pasties all the time? Is it because she's very pale?
She never goes out in the
know.
sun. She does work night shifts, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
She does.
Cool.
Yeah.
Pasty Amy.
Pasty Amy.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
And F you.
Yeah, we're sorry.
But not really.
No, we're not.
Big thanks to everybody who supports the show. If you're a new sub, if you're a patron, if you just share it.
If you
fantastic.
if you just listen to the show every week, we appreciate you. So
yes.
You're a fine, totally medium individual, and we're fine that you exist.
Yes. Mm-hmm. We're ambivalent. We have a deck.
We do have a deck.
This deck is from Rob Gallon at a Time. Rob Gallantine, I believe. Gallon at a Time.
And that's a good one, too. Yeah, we're really good.
I don't know what he's drinking, or I don't know what he's doing a gallon at a time. Maybe
paints houses?
Could be.
Maybe
a gallon at a time. He just throws a paint bucket onto a house and hopefully it covers everything.
Maybe he's an artist. I just watched a show where the painter in the movie would just like throw paint at stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then like the girl came in and was all like, oh, we need to get back together. And then he threw paint on her and then they did it. And then he tried to murder her with a hacksaw.
Ooh.
Movies are awesome.
Not the way that I would murder somebody.
With a hacksaw?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got to be creative in the movies now because everybody's seen the chainsaw and the big butcher knife. You gotta come up with something.
Yep. Let's murder some people's ear holes with this deck, I guess. Hey.
Sure.
Do we have any other podcasting business? Oh, Sidewalk Slam's coming up October 7th.
Oh yeah.
October 7th, Sidewalk Slam 5 ever.
Yep.
Forever Family.
Yep. 5.
Whatever the joke is, I don't even
5.
remember. What else we got? We got tomorrow's giveaway, the Commander Collection Black.
Uh-huh.
Never too late to become a sub or share on social media because we are always going to be doing. We got at least 2 more secret layers to give away that are waiting to get given away.
Then we got more stuff.
We got more stuff,
people
so
will get it. It will be you if you contribute.
Yeah, and here's the thing I always get, well, what if I'm not on Twitter? What if I'm not on Facebook? What if I'm not a patron? What if I'm not this? Whatever. There's a bunch of different ways to enter. Twitter's one, Facebook's one. Patrons get free invites because you're already supporting us. A sub on YouTube, always free. A comment on YouTube, always free. Takes 14 seconds and you get entered.
Yeah. Or you could take 17 seconds to spell check it. Still counts.
Yeah,
and
I
it makes
appreciate
you look real
that.
smart because you got punctuation and shit.
Yep.
That's very important.
Yeah, very much so. Okay. Dimir Byrne.
Dimir Byrne.
Our commander draws a card, discards a card by tapping.
Yes.
And if we discard an instant or sorcery, each opponent loses 1 life and we gain 1 life.
Correct.
And then we can pay 2, sacrifice Vohar.
It's a stupid name.
And we can get our instant or sorcery back.
Well, you can play it.
Yeah, it gives it flashback.
Yes.
Flashback, 2, sacrifice Vohar, pay mana cost, cast it.
Correct.
What do you think the traditional build of this is? Extra turn spell where you just want to sacrifice Vohar on your extra turn so you can cast your next extra turn thing and then just replay Vohar? Like, is that a thing?
I suppose you could do that. This just seems like one of those kind of value-y commanders that can go in a bunch of different directions, and it isn't hyper-focused on anything besides playing instants and sorceries, which is why you can do crazy shit like this with it.
Do you think that it goes like in Merfolk tribal decks? No, like
I don't.
the Dimir Merfolk tribal?
No.
Is that a thing?
I don't think that's a thing.
Oh.
And if it was, you'd probably play this because you'd probably be hurting for Dimir Merfolk.
Yeah, like Sig River Cutthroat is the other main one, right?
Yeah,
and then there's probably some Esper-colored stuff that you could do and just make it a Merfolk deck.
Yeah.
So,
But
not today.
Not today. We're doing something a lot different, a lot more red, if you will. And I will.
Yes, you are the one that will.
Yes, I am.
Let's flip over to cards for the YouTube people. For everybody who's listening, nothing is going to happen that's any different.
We're going to talk about some cards still, but it's going to be good.
Yeah.
All right, Ron, where should we start with this goddamn monstrosity?
Let's get through some of the regular stuff, like the ramp, recursion, tutors, board wipes. Let's do that.
I think there's 3 tutors in the deck. The one that's labeled as tutor is demonic tutor.
Yes, thank you very much for the custom categories. If you're submitting a deck, please submit it with custom categories.
So we all know demonic tutor.
D-toot.
Removal section, we have a rapid hybridization. I think most people know that one. That's the one that kills a thing and they get a frog.
Yes.
I appreciate that because it's a frog. Then we have murderous compulsion. It destroys a tapped creature, or it has madness black 1, where if you're discarding it, you can play it for black 1. Kills a tapped thing. So it's like a better assassinate. And then there's dark withering, which destroys a non-black creature for 6. Or if you pay its madness cost, a single black.
And remember, madness is you cast it for its madness cost when you discard it. So if we draw a card, then discard a card with Vohar. Am I saying that right? Vohar. Yeah. I keep wanting to say Voda. Vohar, draw a card, discard a card. We're discarding and madnessing it.
And first instance of it, look at how cool the picture on Dark Withering is. That's cool. That's like a metal album cover. That's awesome. There's like a bunch of ribs and some skulls, and there's like a big monster in the background that's like, yo, you suck! And the guy that totally sucks is just eating shit. It's amazing.
Yeah, that is a pretty cool art. I will say, when you discard a card with madness, you're discarding it to like exile, and then you're casting it from exile. You're not casting it from the graveyard. So that might be important. And Vohar's ability is, if you discarded an instant or sorcery card this way, each opponent loses 1 and we gain 1. I think that would still work.
Yes, because it leaves your hand to discard, and there's like a weird little crumply rules step, but it works. I'm sure it works.
We're discarding it into exile, so we're still discarding it. So Vohar should still see that and work.
Because it says discard it right on it, right? So
yes,
it works.
Yeah.
So let's look at some ramp. For ramp, we have a Sol Ring, a Haughty Djinn, that makes your instants and sorceries cost less. Font of Magic, we're going to come back to that one. Dimir's Signet, Curious Homunculus, we'll come back to that one. Cryptgeist is a mana doubler, and Arcane Signet.
Sure.
Circle back around. Curious Homunculus is a 1/1 for blue 1. Tapped, add a colorless mana to your mana pool. Spend it only to cast an instant sorcery.
Sure.
At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 3 or more instants or sorceries in your graveyard, you flip him over into Voracious Reader, which is an eyeball coming out of a mouth that's ripping up a bunch of library books, which is awesome. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less.
Yeah, so he's a mana dork on both sides in blue.
Which is cool.
That's a cool card. Yeah, I don't think that guy sees enough play.
And then Font of Magic was the other one that I wanted to talk about. It's an enchantment for blue 3. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each time you have cast a commander from the command zone this game.
That is an interesting card.
Yeah.
And Vohar costs 2 and is a 1/2, might die.
Yep. Might
die.
He might die.
So, like, what is it? Do we cast Vohar 2 or 3 times in a game, you think?
At least.
3 times?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
I would say at least.
So that could be a pretty good discount after like late game.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's one of those cards that just gets kind of better over time, which is real neat. I like cards like that.
Yes. Okay, now we've got a couple board wipes in Archfiend of Ifnir. Whenever you cycle or discard a card, there it is again. Put a -1 counter on each of your opponent's creature. That's good.
That card is so damn good in this deck.
That card is good in decks that care about discard. That's like one of the best ones.
Yeah.
Right? That's a gooder. Yep. And then we've got Necromantic Selection. This is not a card that we see very often, I don't think. Black, 4 sorcery, destroy all creature, then return a creature card put into the graveyard this way to the battlefield under your control. It's a black zombie in addition to its other types. Then you sacrifice Necromantic Selection.
Now, do we like Necromantic Selection over something like a Decree of Pain or a Plague Wind? You know what I mean? Like another one-sided Wrath. Yes, those ones cost a little bit more, but one of them draws you a ass load of cards.
I like Decree of Pain in this deck because if you go something like Decree of Pain, draw 15 cards and then play a land and you're tapped out because that card costs like 8 mana or whatever.
Yeah.
And you move to discard, and you discard only instants and sorceries, you're burning out your opponents with Vohar. You're burning them because you're discarding instants and sorceries that you could just get back.
I think it's only this way. It says this way on Vohar, so it's only with his ability that you're burning him out.
Oh, dang.
Yeah,
dang.
That would have been awesome, though.
Dang. Come on, Vohar, get good.
I know, right? Be a rare, you piece of shit.
Well, let's talk about some more draw and discard. We've got a loot section. Frantic Search, draw 2, discard 2, untap 3 lands. Talarian Kraken. Whenever you draw a card, you may pay 1. If you do, you may tap or untap target creature.
Now let's stop there for just a second and look at that picture. It's a giant squid attacking a city/castle, and he's got a visible, glowing, electrified brain.
That's a big brain squid.
That is so cool. Like, I'm going to stop us to talk about pictures so many times in this deck. Keep going.
Okay, we've got Windfall, of course. Then we've got Unfulfilled Desires. I have lots of those.
Yeah.
I have lots of those that exist on the internet. Okay, black, blue, 1 enchantment ability. 1. Then pay 1 life. Draw a card, then choose and discard a card. That's fine.
Yeah.
So it's a hand cycling. You put your sorcery that you want to cast anyways into your graveyard, then you can flash it back with your commander if you need.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
sure.
if you got like a shitty land in your hand, ditch it for something else.
Yep, that's
right?
good. That's good. Okay. We've got some control stuff. We've got Circular Logic, Just the Wind, Step Through, Welcome to the Fold, Witch of the Moors. Those are...
Let's talk about how excited Brando is to see Circular Logic being played.
Sure.
It's a counter spell for blue 2. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1 for each card in your graveyard.
That's pretty good.
Which is pretty good on its own, but it has madness of just blue. I love that card.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm happy to see it turn up in a deck. That's cool.
Just the Wind is bounce a creature with madness. Step Through has wizard cycling. We'll see if that's relevant. It probably will be, but it's also a bounce card. Welcome to the Fold. That's a madness thing that gain control of target creature. It's if its toughness is 2 or less. If Welcome to the Fold was madness, you can instead gain control of a creature with toughness X or less.
His madness cost is blue X.
Yeah. And then Witch of the Moors is a Death Touch 4/4 for 5. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained life this turn, which we might have with Vohar's ability, Each opponent sacrifices a creature, and you return up to one target creature card from your graveyard to your hand.
Here's what I want.
That's pretty good.
I want this exact card in Brothers War, but I want her to be a Phyrexian. So underneath her little smock there's like little metal legs, little metal spider legs that poke out the bottom, and there's like one metal arm that has like a chainsaw on it or something. That'd be fucking cool.
She looks like the humanoid equivalent of Phyrexian Rager.
Yeah.
Yeah. And any interpretation of my boy the Rager is what she looks like.
Yes.
I love Phyrexian Rager, man. That's a good card right there.
Let's talk about some more draw cards.
Sure.
We have Teferi's Ageless Insight.
That's draw a card, you draw another card.
Refocus.
That's probably a card draw spell.
It's tap a creature or untap a creature, draw a card. Good with our commander.
Hey, that's pretty good, yeah.
Obsessive Search is
Draw a card with madness.
yeah, and the madness is so it's blue, instant draw card, or madness, blue, draw card.
You get to draw a card when you have to discard a card is the point.
Yes.
Which is good.
Dahada's Ploy.
Dahada's Ploy, huh. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. You gain life equal to the number of cards you've discarded this turn, and it has Jumpstart, which is you may cast it from your graveyard by discarding a card in addition to paying its other costs.
Neat.
And then you exile, the card.
Yeah.
That's Dahada's Ploy you exile, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Deep Anal.
Deep Anal Sis. Ooh.
That sounds even worse than what I said.
Yes, target player draws 2 cards, flashback, blue 1, pay 3 life. This is actually a good card. I wish it was an instant.
More cool art on Cosmic Epiphany.
Yeah, this is like what Stasis should have looked like. Right? This reminds me of like the guy who drew Stasis went to art school. and now he's this is sorcery for blue 4. Draw cards equal to the number of instant and sorcery spells in your graveyard. Hey, that's good in this deck. We've got
Cerulean Wisps.
Cerulean Wisps, instant for blue, draw card, target creature becomes blue until end of turn.
Untap that creature.
Oh, important.
Good with our commander.
Yes.
And the last one is the Death Trap itself, Alahammerit's Archive.
Oh, yeah. If you draw a card, draw 2. If you gain life, gain 2.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
So that's pretty good with, and we're going to see it later on. That works so well with our commandy because instead of gaining 1 life, you gain 2 life.
Yes.
And instead of drawing 1 card, you draw 2 cards. And instead of drawing and discarding 1 card, you discard 1 card.
Yes.
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 You draw 2 and discard 1, which
Yeah.
is much better.
Yep. And with that, it's instances of card draw that it cares about, right? Like
Yes.
if you draw 1 card 3 times is better with Alhammert's Archive because you would draw 6.
Yep.
That's better than draw 3 because you would draw, or if you would draw a card, except the first one you draw each of your turns, draw 2 cards instead. Oh, so every card draw.
Yeah. It doubles every draw of card you do except for your mandated draw step draw.
Draw on your draw step. Yeah, that's right. So even if I draw a card on your turn, it would double that draw.
That's right.
Even though that's the first card I drew that turn.
So good.
Okay, cool. Okay, before we get to the burn section, let's quickly go through the tokens and the recursion section because this is kind of what's going to keep us alive or get in the way of would-be attackers.
All right. Let's start with recursion because that's what I'm looking at right now.
Sure.
We got Vanewitch Coven.
Vanewitch Coven. That sounds dirty. Whenever you gain life, you can pay black. If you do, return target creature card from graveyard to your hand.
That's good. That's a 3/3 for 3 also.
And we gain life with our commander.
That's right.
Yeah.
Shipwreck Douser.
It's got prowess, and it's a 3/3 for 5. When it enters the battlefield, return target creature or return target instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. Sure.
Neat. Reanimate.
Classic getter backer.
Mnemonic Deluge. I like this one.
Exile target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard, which will have plenty. Copy that spell 3 times. You can cast them without paying the mana cost. Then you exile it.
Yeah. You know what I want to see on this card? We can't do it because it's like I don't want to say it's a family card game,
Yes.
but I want to see when lightning's going into somebody's eyeballs like that. I want to see their eyeballs melting down their cheeks like tears.
Why can't we do that?
That's what I
We
want.
got melty eyeballs in other cards, don't we?
No, I don't know if it's that blatant.
Oh.
They try. I don't know. There's not a lot of gore on Magic cards. I'm fine with that, but that's this one time.
Yep.
Dance Macabre.
Oh, this is a cool card. Black, 3, sorcery. Each player sacrifices a non-token creature, roll a d20, and add toughnesses of creature you sacrifice this way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Okay, so between 1 and 14, return a creature card put into a graveyard this way to the battlefield under your control.
Cool.
Okay. 15 plus, return up to 2 creature cards that were sacrificed this way.
Yeah.
So we got a pretty good chance of it being 15, don't we?
Yeah, we sacked like a big fat ass thing. Like a shield sphere. Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we're playing Shield Sphere, but
we're not. But we could. We could.
we could. Once we see the token makers, there's one of them that gets really big. That we would just get back with this card. That would be really good.
Call to the Netherworld.
That is Raise Dead, but you can Madness it for 0. So you can cast it when you discard it for free.
Yep.
That's a good card right there. Great for Storm decks. Just FYI. Anyways.
Bond of Insight.
Ooh, I play this in Bruvac. This card is a hidden gem, I think. This is a sorcery for blue 3. Each player puts the top 4 cards of their library into their graveyard. That's mill 4. And mill 8 in Bruvac. Return up to 2 instant and or sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand. Then you exile Bond of Insight.
That's pretty cool.
That is a gooder. Yeah, I like that one.
Blood for Bones. I want to criticize the art on this one because there's no blood. There's bones and a ghost. It's not even a blood ghost.
No. As an additional cost, you sacrifice a creature. It's a sorcery for 4. Return a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield, then a creature from your graveyard to your hand.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Let me hit you with this.
Sure.
Butt for Bone.
Butt for Bone. Yes.
And there's an Archaeomancer as well.
That's a getter backer. Yeah, that gets guy back.
Now let's get some tokens made.
Sure.
We're going to make some tokens. We're going to start with Rotten Reunion.
I love the name, and I love the picture. That's just great.
Should alter it so it's you and me on there.
Yes.
That'd be fun.
Yes. Exile, what is it? Exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard, and then you create a 2/2 zombie with Decayed, and it has flashback, which is fine. The point of some of these cards is we want tokens or blockers.
Well, Decayed zombies can't block.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this card.
There's other zombie token makers that we
Yes.
could maybe play, like Ring Flesh. Is that the one where everybody sacks a creature, then we get a 2/2 for each creature sacked?
That'd be a good one.
Yeah. It's anyways, we want instants and sorceries generating creatures instead of creatures generating creatures because we can discard these to burn our opponents with Vohar.
Yes.
That's the point of these.
Rise from the Tides.
Rise from the T. That's a bunch of zombies for instants in your graveyard.
That's right.
That's a good one.
Ominous Seas.
Whenever you draw a card, you put a foreshadow counter on it.
Yeah.
Remove 8 foreshadow counters, and you get an 8/8 guy.
Note that you don't get rid of that. It just stays around, so you just keep accumulating counters on it and keep making dudes with it.
So if we draw lots of cards, we can make lots of dudes.
I don't know if that's in all of the cycling decks from back in Ikoria when there was the cycling deck, but I'm pretty sure that was in there.
Sure.
Gisa's Bidding.
Oh, GB. Put 2/2 zombie creatures onto the battlefield, and it's got Madness for 3 mana. Pretty good.
Under the floorboards.
Oh, another Madness Xer, hey? Mm-hmm. Why can't I do this?
Let me do this one.
Sure.
Black 3. Create 3 tap 2/2 black zombies and gain 3 life.
There it
if you
is.
paid the Madness cost, you create X tokens and gain X life.
And
Cool.
Madness is X.
That's right.
So if we got mana, when we discard it, we just dump it all into mana and gain a bunch of life, make a bunch of dudes.
That's right.
Okay.
Here's another good one with Drake Haven.
Whenever you cycle or discard a card on our commander, you can pay 1. If you do, you make a Drake with flying.
You should paint our bro Drake on there in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, doing a big elbow off the top rope or something.
Onto a Nobody from Nowhere.
Yeah.
And the last card in the token section is Chasm Skulker.
This is a creature, but this would be a good one to get back if we got like a reanimate or something. Whenever you draw a card, you put a +1 on it. When it dies, you get little 1/1 squids equal to its bigliness.
Mm-hmm. And the squids have Island Walk as well, which I think that comes into play more often than not.
You know what? I didn't even know that.
Well, I play that card, and I did know that, so
Okay.
You're welcome.
Real quick, we got a value section. There's a Siphon Insight where you look at the top 2 cards of an opponent's library, you exile one of them face down and put the other on the bottom of their library. we can look at it and play that card.
Yeah.
And it's got flashback. We got a Memory Plunder,
I love that card.
which is you may cast target instant or sorcery card from an opponent's graveyard without paying its mana cost
And when can we play Memory Plunder, Ryan?
at instant speed.
You're damn right at instant
Oh,
speed.
Yeah. Does the card that we play have to follow time and restrictions? I believe it does, right?
That's stupid if it does.
Well,
Because why give me an instant that I could use to steal somebody's sorcery if I can't do it when I want to do it?
I think you can do this with like their removal spell in their graveyard if they're attacking you.
Guess that's fine.
I guess that's fine if it keeps me alive. It's pretty good. And then we got a Bone Miser. Whenever you discard a creature, get a 2/2. Whenever you discard a land, you get 2 mana. Whenever you discard a non-creature, non-land, you draw a card.
So whenever you discard a card to burn your opponent and draw and gain a life, you also get to draw an additional card.
Hey, that's pretty good.
So that's pretty good. That's pretty solid. There's also a beater section.
Oh, 2 cards.
There's 2 cards in it. There's a Shadow Grange Archfiend. It's an 8/4 for 7 with Madness, pay 8 life, and black 2. When it comes into play, each opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power. Among creatures they control, you gain life equal to the greatest power among creatures sacked this way.
Okay.
Neat. And the last one is Archfiend of Spite. Really cool picture on this one. It's a 6/6 for 7 with flying. Whenever a source an opponent controls deals damage to it, that source's controller loses that much life unless they sack that many permanents. And it has Madness black 3.
Yeah.
That's a house.
That guy's been going to the gym too, hey?
Well, he's jacked as hell. He's got like 3 sets of pecs and at least 14 abs.
Man, he doesn't even got abs, just pecs.
And his wings clearly are full of holes, so he can't fly. So when it's time for him to like put the shadow of doom over the city, he just jumps real high because he's so jacked.
Yes. So, this is the thing. We've talked about all this discarding and all this drawing cards and doing all the Dimir things, but this is a burn deck.
Yeah.
Burn deck.
Yep.
So we got to talk about some burn cards.
We do.
What does burn mean, I guess? That's like direct damage to player, right?
Yes.
Okay. We've got 13 cards, which I think is enough, right?
Hypothetically.
Okay. Veto Thorn of the Dusk Rose is the first guy.
He is a 1/3 for 3. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life, and you can go black 3 and give all your dudes lifelink until end of turn.
Whenever we gain life, which is...
Is that Sanguine Bond? Sort of?
Yeah, sure. We're not playing Blood Bond combo. I think that's important to note.
Yes.
We're not playing Exsanguinate or Torment of Hailfire and Big Black Mana Package.
Which we could, but we're not.
Yeah, and whenever we gain life, somebody loses that much life is going to happen every turn because we're going to gain life on our commander.
That's right.
Okay. And there's been a couple cards that say that we gain life.
That's right.
So just keep that in mind.
Visions of Brutality.
That's an enchant creature for black 1. Enchanted creature can't block, sure. Whenever enchanted creature deals damage, its controller loses that much life.
What a strange card. You know what I mean? Like, I guess it gets a blocker out of the way, but...
It makes it so a creature can only attack. But when it gets blocked,
when
they take damage.
When it deals damage to anything, it's... What do you...
when it deals damage.
You just don't attack with it anymore. It just kind of hangs out. But that's fine. It works. Siphon Life.
There we go. This is classic from Legends. This is the oldest trick in the book. Black 1 sorcery. Target player loses 2 life and we gain 2 life.
But there's more.
Retrace. Oh, this is Siphon Life.
You're thinking Siphon Mind.
I'm thinking Siphon Soul. There it is.
Okay.
Siphon Soul. This is the retrace one that we can, if we got lands, we can discard a land to play it from our graveyard.
Retrace is such a cool mechanic. I like Retrace a lot.
Yeah.
Psychosis Crawler.
Whenever we draw a card, each opponent loses a life.
And its bigliness is equal to the number of cards we have.
Yeah, I like this card alongside Decree of Pain again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a gooder.
Professor Onyx.
Okay. Whenever you cast or copy an instant spell, each opponent loses 2 life and we gain 2 life.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing on this card. I don't know.
Yeah, the rest of it I don't think is important at all. If you get there, you get there, sure, but I don't. It also loads up your graveyard and hand so that you can use your Vohar or Vohar,
Vohar,
whatever his damn name is, to play all of the cards that you've drawn / milled, which is good, and it can make you sack. It can possibly get you to sack some problematic creatures off the board.
Yeah.
With this card and in this deck, you could make cut that Rotten Reunion and play Chain of Smog.
Yeah,
and I know
that's the combo.
I know, but game's got to end.
I think that this
deck can certainly close out games, but we'll get to it in the strengths and weaknesses section where there's a point where you're going to need something like that.
Yeah, I think if you're not playing Blood Bond combo, you're not playing Smog combo, right?
I suppose.
Yeah, if you maybe the play group is adverse to combos, let's say.
Sure.
Then you just leave them all out.
Pontiff of Butt.
There we go. It's got Extort. So whenever you cast this spell, you could play black. If you do, each opponent loses 1 life and we gain 1 life.
You gain that much life.
Oh, that much life.
Yeah, this is old wording. So you gain.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody loses 1, you lose 3, or you gain 3.
And then other creatures you control also have Extort.
Cool.
Yeah, so if we got a bunch of tokens and then we cast 1 spell and we just pump a whole bunch of mana, we can use that as a big burn thing.
Yeah.
And they would start to lose 2 if we got a veto out.
That's right.
Because we would gain... Oh, no, they would lose a whole bunch. Because we would gain a whole bunch of life off of Extort.
Yeah.
And then they would lose all that life again.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Whenever we gain life, is there anything that says that when our opponents lose life, we gain life? Because that would just make a loop until our opponents are dead.
No, we're not playing any of that stuff.
None of that stuff? Okay.
I
guess that's Blood Bond combo, Ryan, you dumbass.
Yeah. Here's an excellent card. Netherborn Phalanx.
What in the ass?
I like this card.
This is the uncommon from Ravnica I was talking about.
Yep.
So this is a 2/4 for black 5 creature horror. That's a relevant creature type now.
Yep.
When it enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life for each creature they control.
Cool.
Hey. And it's got Transmute. Black 1, discard it, search for something with the same mana cost.
You get Pontiff of Blight, Professor Onyx, Tolarian Kraken. There's lots of different stuff you can find.
6 drops, yeah.
Marauding Butt Priest.
Marauding Butt Priest. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. That's veto number 2.
Yes. If you gain 5 life, everybody loses 1. If you gain 1, everybody loses 1. It's great.
Yes.
Feast of Sanity.
Feast of Sanity. Whenever you discard a card, which is every goddamn ass turn, Feast of Sanity deals 1 damage to any target and you gain 1 life.
Neat.
And then that 1 life gets converted back into damage with veto or Marauding Butt Priest.
Faith of the Devoted.
Whenever you cycle or discard a card, pay 1. If you do, each opponent loses 2 and you gain 2.
Again, like that picture. I like that picture a lot.
It's a good picture.
Yep, it's a good picture. Epicure of Butt.
Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses life.
Nice.
Hey, there we go. We're starting to see the theme now, right?
Eldritch Pact.
Oh, yeah. Black 6. Oh, no. Target player draws X cards and loses X life, where X is the number of cards in their graveyard.
Ooh.
Oh, man. You know what? I just want to target somebody with this when they have, when they're Mr. Graveyard. Take 30. It's like this would be the Comet Storm equivalent in the burn deck, right? This isn't a sorcery, I understand, or this isn't an instant. It's a sorcery.
But it's good.
Still can deal 30.
It'd be funny if you got somebody with it, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And the last one is Alms of the Vein.
Ass of the Vein. Target opponent loses 3 and you gain 3, and it has Madness. Sure. Yeah, that's just a burn spell. That's like Lightning Bolt, but we gain.
It's Lightning Bolt, but it kind of sucks because it costs 3 times as much and it can't hit creatures. But it's still fine in the deck. Cool.
Yeah, if we got Veto out and we Madness this with our commander, we're going to make them lose 4 from our commander and Alms of the Vein. I'm just building a scenario. That's 4. And then we would gain 4, so they would take an additional 4 from Veto. So they would take 8.
Wow, good. Not bad for 1.
Oh, not bad for 1 mana and a 2 mana commander.
Yeah.
I suppose that's okay.
That's the deck.
That's the deck.
That's the whole deck.
So we've got a burn deck. We've got enough redundancy in the when we gain, they lose category. Yep. Let's move to some strengths and weaknesses.
Let's do that.
Super interesting and unique, which is something I usually say as a strength and weakness because we tend to pick decks that are not what your ear is used to hearing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's a burn deck. And then you're shuffling up and you go, island.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
And then on turn 2 you go, swamp. Right? Because island burn deck you could see, because maybe it's Izzet. Maybe it's Izzet.
Yeah.
You don't know. But when it's island swamp, it's like, what is this? What is this asshole doing? What is going on?
What is it? Yeah, so I think that that's fantastic. I think that it's creative. It's all those things.
It's all that good stuff.
In addition to being an ear catcher,
Yep.
this deck can be yours on a pretty good budget.
Yeah, for less than the price of a premium Commander 40K. Warhammer 40K deck.
Yeah, we'll talk about those tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I think that it's got potential as is, but also can be tuned to be quite a big damage type deck.
Yeah, I mean, you could put in the big black mana package. You
Yes.
could put in your Torment of Hailfire. You
Yep.
could put in your Exsanguinates. You could put in all that stuff and make the deck a little bit more high. You could put in Blood Bond combo. You
Yep.
could put in Chain of Smog. Those are all cards that you could very feasibly put in here with a little bit more fast mana, and now the deck's quite powerful.
I think so, yep. So tunability, and when we're talking about decks that are black or mainly black, you always have the option to make big mana.
Yeah.
You always have the option to be fairly consistent because you can get
Run 17 tutors.
17 tutors, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So moving over to the weaknesses. Can it do enough? Can it close games out as is? Do the 1 damages and 3 damages add up enough?
And that's why I was saying you need something like a Smog combo, because if somebody's gaining life, or they can race you because you're doing something that Dimir doesn't do.
Yep.
So if somebody's trying to go faster than you, they will win the race. And if somebody's gaining life, or even from value, they're just gaining 1 life here, 2 life there, 3 life there, you're going to notice that because you're only doing 1 there and 2 there and 3 there.
Yeah.
Perfect scenario, you're doing 8.
Everybody's going to be like at 15 life, and then one person's going to be at 40 because they've been gaining their 1 life back because they have like a soul sister or something.
Yeah, and you'll be at 22 because, it's a game of Magic and people are attacking you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're going to be hard pressed to deal with that.
So you'd have to revert back to the same old strategies to actually win in some cases, like Demonic Tutor, Vampiric Tutor, Imperial Seal, Cruel Tutor, so you can find your whatever it is, like your veto.
I wouldn't go that far.
Or you have to do Blood Bond or Chain of Smog combo or something.
You could do it without the tutors. Like, just have it in there as like a way to close out a game. It never hurts to do that kind of stuff. It's not horrific to have something where, holy fuck, my game plan isn't working. Yeah. I'm at 5 because they keep killing my commander. My life sucks. Everybody else is doing something, but I have 8 mana, so
yeah.
And I mean, sometimes that has to happen.
Yeah, I think so.
And I don't think there's anything inherently shitty about that.
You know what I think is a good solution if you don't like that kind of thing running amok in your playgroup is if you have an infinite combo scenario, or players just kind of the arms race of old that just escalates until everybody's running infinites and tutors and decks are all too powerful and it's no fun. You could make a little bit of a soft rule that you can only do your infinite combo 4 times per round of the table, let's say.
Sure.
Like every time it becomes your turn, your combo clock starts again. You can do it 4 times. That could be a thing.
Could be.
That could be a thing.
Or you could just draw to not play it. But, I mean, no, I don't like to advocate for doing that kind of thing.
I don't either. If you've got cards, you want to play them, right?
I've certainly been in a situation where I'm going to ranch somebody and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm having fun, so I don't. And I don't personally feel bad about that, but because I take the satisfaction where I'm like, yeah, I definitely could have won that game. Yep. Ooh, I could have won that game a lot. But that's just me, and your mileage may vary. And I think another weakness of the deck, and this is kind of glaring, is it's a Dimir burn deck. So obviously there's only so many things that you're going to have that do the thing that the deck wants to do without just turning into an aristocrats deck. Because you'll notice that this isn't an aristocrats deck because it's not running every aristocrat. It's running an instant and sorcery fed machine that is designed to work off of our commander to burn out our opponents. And I think that there is a difference there.
Yeah, and when you look at the commander, the commander really makes you think of an aristocratter, hey? Where it's a 2-mana 1/2. It sounds kind of like Blood Artist.
Yeah.
Or whomever.
Blood Artist.
And it says, we gain 1, they lose 1.
Yeah.
That sounds really... This is like... The Dimir version of an aristocrat would be instant or sorcery into your graveyard.
Yes.
Do the aristocrat thing instead of creature dying. Like, it's exactly what you think it is.
Yep.
But what's cool, and we're gonna go back to the compliment sandwich. Why we feature decks like this is because it's not the normal thing that you see.
Yeah.
Not with this commander and not in this color identity.
Fantastic.
Yeah, awesome. Should we move to budget?
I guess.
Budget and some suggests. I've got a couple suggests. We'll do them real quick.
Okay.
$273 for this monstrosity.
Yep.
And where's my suggestions? I'm in the wrong document. Professional, Ryan. Okay. Mind Bomb. This is a 3 damage blue spell. Mind Bomb. It's the one with the brain on it.
Yeah, with the brain coming out of the bomb.
It does 3. That's 1. Spinning Darkness. You can sacrifice 2 swamps instead of paying its mana cost. This is the
Fire Blast.
This is Black Fire Blast. It deals 4 damage to a creature. Only a creature, but it is a free, air quotes, black burn spell that you could use as removal. And it fits the theme.
You could ditch Dark Withering for it, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Get this. And you don't want to play Blood Bond. You don't want to play Smog. We get it. Soren Markov. You put somebody to 10 and then you burn their ass. Right? Like, is that a thing?
It could be.
Okay.
And I think his Soren's +1 is due to gain 2, isn't it?
Yes.
So he fits right in on theme.
Fits right in. I like that. OG Soren. What about the Rack, Wheel of Torture, Black Vise, Rackling, Viseling, Iron Maiden? Those are all cards that during some point, like my upkeep, your upkeep, whoever's, you take damage equal to the number of cards in your hand. More than 4, less than 4, exactly 4.
I don't think we're playing enough hand manipulation to make those worth it.
You're probably right.
Yeah, like they're cool, and a deck including those would be great, but I don't think this is it.
Yeah.
I don't think they quite fit in here.
Yep. What about Famine? It's a 4 or 5 mana. It deals 3 damage to each creature and each player.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's a sweeper and a burn card for your opponents.
Yep.
That fits right in. And finally, what about just OG Drain Life? Because that's just an X burn spell that isn't Exsanguinate.
Yeah. Kills 1 person.
Yeah.
It's decent. You can only use black mana to play
Yes.
it? So
yes,
it's
which is
good.
probably why it's not in here. But
Cool.
I almost got killed by Drain Life when I was playing with Jay at the store.
Jeez.
Totally turned it right back around on him. Narset's reversal. And then he died.
Oh, doesn't he gain the life, though?
No, because I gained the life.
Oh, right, because you bounce the spell and you copy the spell. I understand.
Yeah,
I
buddy.
understand. That's much better. Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes, very good.
Yeah. So those are my suggestions. I think they're all cheap except Soren. He's maybe $15.
Sometimes you just pay $15 for a
Sometimes
card.
you
It
just pay
sucks,
$15 and you put somebody to 10.
but- Yeah, and
then you kill
Then
them.
immediately kill them, yes.
Yeah, hey, I'm a fan of that. Spice calculator?
Spice calculator.
The question is how many different ways to win are there in the deck?
There is 1.
One, and is it burn?
Yes.
Could we count creatures as another?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
There are 2 big beaters, but I'm not.
And the squiddy guy.
Yeah, I just don't know if they're going to get you there. I don't think they are.
I think that you're right.
They're going to help you get there for sure, but I don't think you're going to win by swinging with a Shadow Grange Archfiend.
No.
Over and over, I don't think that's going to happen.
Final thing, and this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Spice calculator.
Spice calculator.
138 decks on EDH Rec right now. Not even very many. Your screen says 99. That's even less.
That's even worse.
Let's go with that. Let's go with 99. And
Puts her way down on the list.
Yep.
Way down on the Dimir commanders. Underneath Ramses Overdark from Legends. And right above, don't put this one on the screen, Joe. People have to know what it is. Siatari Dragon Master.
What the frick? I don't even...
I've never seen that card before. So if you know what that is, congratulations. But now you know how deep the pool is we're swimming in right now.
How deep the P is, yeah. 3.4 average mana value. Tutors in the deck. One officially, and then like another one that only tutors for a 6-drop.
Yeah, and there are viable targets, so we could count it, so we'll do both.
Sure. Okay, we'll do it with 1 and we'll do it with 2. Okay. Number of dedicated win conditions, we said 1.
Yeah.
40 cards that are different than the stock list on edhrec.com. Those are cards in our deck that don't match, that do not show up on the page for this commander, not including lands. And let me tell you, Spice Calculator, 75.6.
Holy crap. Holy shit.
Now, if we say that there are 2 tutors in the deck, that still puts us at 64.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty dang old spicy right there.
That's pretty good, man.
That's what you get when you make a Dimir burn deck.
Yeah.
And is it going to be the best deck of the table? Probably not.
Is it going to be cool to play?
Hell yeah, brother.
And we actually noticed this as we were looking through some other stuff. If you want to, what would it be, add another 20% onto the cost of the deck, you could play the new Shieldred in here.
Yes.
She'd be very good.
Yes, because we would draw cards and gain life.
That's right. And our opponents would draw cards and lose life. So it's helping us burn them and gaining us life.
Yes.
So she'd be actually exceptionally good in this deck.
And the stats outside that, having Death Touch and 5 power, still very good.
Yeah, so she's a great creature, and she does everything the deck wants to do. So
if
you want to invest some cash money, you could do that to make your deck a little bit better.
Check out this shameless plug, too. If you're new to CCO, you hop on over and you listen to our Shieldred Decktech.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was a really cool deck, and it was exactly the deck that I asked for. And it had a dirty-ass Lich combo in it, which I very much appreciate. So, you know what? We're going to split the difference. 1.5 tutors in the deck. We got a 68 spice.
I like that.
That's a dang spicy nugget.
It's a good way of doing things, too. I like that.
Yeah.
Split the difference. I'm with it.
Yeah, for sure. So, Rob, gallon at a time. Thank you for sending the deck in. We very much appreciate when we get wonky
garbage like this. Yeah, this is a good deck. I do appreciate this. I do like it. I like the art. I like what the deck does. I like that we can acquire every card in it for under $300.
Yep,
way under $300 if you go to fusiongamingonline.com. Use special promo code CCO Spring to get 5% off all that shit, plus any other stuff you were going to buy along the way.
Very much so.
It's very cool. So I think the deck is really neat. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to hearing tales of how it's taking down tables and blowing people's minds.
Taking them down and blowing them.
You heard it here first, and you're going to hear more nuggets of wisdom just like that tomorrow on a special bonus episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!